You are welcome. My name is Korede Alayake, and on this channel, we educate our viewers on finance, investments, real estate, and personal developments. And in today's program, we want to look at a topic in finance that says good debts versus bad debts. Good debts versus bad debts. Let me first of all start with bad debts. I will try as much as possible to simplify to as much as I can. So, what is bad debts? Bad debts is any debts you acquire, any loan you obtain to finance a liability. To finance a liability. What is a liability? A liability is anything you buy, you use your money to buy, that takes away money from you. That takes away money from you. So when you obtain a loan to buy a personal car, that is called bad debts. So I'm not talking about bad debts in terms of business that, okay, people are owing you, they are not paying back after a period of time. No, that is not the bad debt I'm talking about. So that's why I said I'm not talking in terms of accounting sense. It's not in the accounting sense I'm talking about today. I just want to break it down, bad debts versus good debts. So bad debts is any debt you acquire or loan that you obtain to finance a liability. To finance a liability. And what is liability? Anything that takes money away from your pocket. For instance, you obtain a loan, you acquire a debt to buy a car, a personal car. That's a liability. When you want to buy a car, you use your personal money. You don't obtain loan to buy a car. That's why we call it bad debts. It is bad. You don't use loan to build your personal house. That is a liability. It takes money away from you. In economics, in accounting, we were told that your house is an asset, your car is an asset. But in the school of financial intelligence, it is not an asset, because these things you spend on them, they are not generating any money for you. They are not generating any income for you. So what do? There's a way. We are going to talk about that in subsequent video, because I want to try as much as possible to make this video short. How to fund those ones? You don't fund them by using loan. You don't fund them by using debts. You fund them from your cash flow. You build a vehicle that brings you consistent cash flow. Then use them to build your residential assets, to buy your cars and whatever. And what is good debts? Good debts is any debt you acquire, or a loan that you get in order to finance or to fund an income generating asset. An income generating asset. What is income generating asset? Income generating assets is any asset that you acquire, that you buy, that brings you money, consistent cash flow. It could be periodical, maybe daily. For instance, if you buy a car for commercial purpose, you decide to use it as for Uber or for Bolt. Do you understand? That is an income generating asset. If you decide to build a house in order to rent it out to tenants or to use it as a shortlet, so as a service apartment, that is an income generating asset. The reason why you have built it is so that cash flow can come from there. Do you understand? Because the reason for today's video is this cliche, or let me call it an alibi, that people normally say Dangote, even Dangote is in debt, even Dangote is in debt. I need to break it down. Let me say it in Yoruba, the way my mother tongue, the way people usually say it. Before you hack this one, Dangote go check BC. Even Dangote is in debt. And you wonder what kind of debts. Maybe you have not seen anybody to enlighten you before now. I need to say this. The kind of debts that Dangote has, that his company acquired, is the kind of debts that we call good debts. Because you need to study a little bit of accounting to understand his own kind of debts. For anyone to be called the richest man in Africa, it means his asset is more than his liability. His assets. If he's in debt, he will not be called the richest man. A man in liability, a man in debt, cannot be called the richest man in Africa. Before he can be called the richest man in Africa, it means when you when you minus his liability from his asset is far supersedes his liability. So you need to get it right. So when you hear people say even Dangote is in debt, now when you are running a business, it is cheaper to run a business with debt. When you are running a business, it is cheaper. Loan is cheaper. That's the way we put it in financial management. How do I mean? If you obtain a loan, let's say 1 million naira to finance your business, now don't forget there's something we call equity, which is your own part of the money. That's why you see the banks, they will not borrow you money if you are using the money to start a business. You don't use borrowed money to start a business. You use it to scale a business. That's where many people miss it. That's where many people get it wrong. I need to digress a little bit. You don't use loan, you don't use debt to start a business. You use it to scale a business. Scale means from 0 to 1, I don't need money. I don't need loan. I don't need borrowed money. What I need is my own money. We call it startup capital. From 0 to 1. Now from 1 to 10, that means you want to scale your business. You may decide to use loan. That means you already know what is working, which means for you to go from 0 to 1, you can figure out what is working in your business and what is not working. But you want to start from 0. You have not tested the industry, you have not tested the business, you have not known what is going to work and what is not going to work. More or less like you want to go into an ocean and you are dipping in the 2 legs inside. So that is why from 0 to 1, you don't need loan. You need your own personal money, or better still, you can become a broker, which means look for those who want to buy goods, look for those that wants to sell, and just be a middleman. That's another way to start a business, because many people, you see them collecting loan all in the name that they want to start a business. You don't use loan to start a business, you use loan to scale. So let me come back to the issue of Dangote. So when you collect loan to finance, not as the whole, but as part of your capital. Now, at the end, by the time tax organizations, tax people, when they come and they want to charge you for your tax, company income tax, they will allow you to deduct your interest, the interest on the loan, before you pay your tax, before they calculate the amount payable on your tax. Do you understand? But if you use your personal money 100%, they will not allow you to deduct anything, because they believe that the dividend, it is called, for those who run business enterprises, it is called personal income tax. They are going to charge on 100%. But if it is loan, they will allow you to deduct the interest. So that's why we believe that, and there are also some parameters we look at. That's why we believe that loan is cheaper. However, having said this, you need to understand as well that when you are running a business, loan should not be more than your own money, should not be more than equity. It should be a percentage, maybe highest, maybe maximum 70-30. Your own money is 70, why loan is 50, why debt is 30, sorry. The moment is more than 30, there's something we call high gearing. We say a company is highly geared. It means the company is not performing well, it's running on debt. So if we say Dangote is running in debt, you ask, if he's running in debt, then nobody will invest in his company. Nobody will invest in Dangote. Do you understand? They are investing in it because it is not highly geared. Banks will borrow them money because they are not highly geared. They are not running on debt. Debt is only part. And just like I said, debt is cheaper. When you want to run a business, it's cheaper because of the interest aspect that I spoke about. So you need to understand this. Get out of it, because many people are in debt, all because of what? And you hear them saying, coming up with that cliche, Dangote is in debt. Who told you so? Who sold you that ideology? If he is in debt, then he will not be the richest man. And you even hear some people, even Nigeria is in debt. Do you pray that your life will be managed the way Nigeria is being managed? Do you pray that your life will be managed the way Nigeria is being currently managed? For Nigeria to be in debt, it shows that something is wrong. If you are going to acquire a debt, acquire the good part of it, which means to fund your business. And when we say fund your business, it is not the totality of your business. It is not the totality, because if it is the totality of your business, then your business will be termed as highly geared business, and it is not good for your business. You are running your business, 50% is your own money, 50% is debt. It's not a good sign, let me tell you. Even when you go to the bank and they see that ratio, we call it debt to equity ratio, it is not a good sign. Maximum should be 30%. If you see anybody, any financial advisor that will tell you the truth, maximum should be 30%. Equity should be like 70%. Maybe because I don't like debt, but that is just personal. But we still have good debts and bad debts. Stop acquiring debts. Stop obtaining loan to finance liability. Who are you oppressing? You want to buy a car? Must you buy a car? Is it under a must? Must you buy on luxury? Rich people, wealthy people that I have studied, they use the cash flow from their investment assets to fund, to finance their liability, and it is not even liability to them. It is not even liability to them. It is just something they want to enjoy. So you hear someone like Robert Kiyosaki saying that, okay, when he wants to buy a Mercedes Benz, he first of all look at it, okay, where can I get money? So I first of all invest it in an asset. It is that asset, that investment asset, that will generate the money that I will use in buying the Mercedes Benz. I read from Stephen Nakitayo of recent, Mr. Stephen Nakitayo, and he was talking about how he used, when he got to Dubai, instead of investing, instead of buying residential assets, he first bought investment assets, and today he could live in the largest building, in the tallest building in the whole world. So I think this is just financial intelligence. It is not the theory they taught us in school. Do away with that theory. It is no longer working. It is no longer working. Financial intelligence, good debts versus bad debts. Stop acquiring debts. Stop obtaining loan to buy liability. Anything that you want to buy that is not going to put money in your pocket is nothing but liability. Be it personal, be it, okay, I can later sell it. If you buy a car today at the rate of 3 million naira, by the time you are selling it tomorrow, be rest assured you can't sell it for 3 million naira. It has depreciated. It has depreciated. You may say, okay, what about the commercial one? The truth is, it would have generated something for you. It would have generated cash flow. But that one did not generate anyone. The one you bought for personal use did not generate any cash flow for you. So you can see the difference. You can spot the difference. This video is not meant for everybody. It's just meant for those who are ready to listen to the truth and abide by it. So with this, I think we have learned about the good debts versus bad debts today. Bad debt is any debt you acquire or any loan you obtain to finance liability. Anything that takes away money from your bank, from your pocket, is liability. While good debt is any asset you acquire to finance your what? An income generating asset. With this, I think I've been able to convince you on the difference between the two, and also to let you know to stop acquiring debts to finance liability. It is not the best for you. Don't stop buying into that cliche. Stop buying into that mindset, into that alibi that Dangote is in debt, Nigeria is in debt. No. Your whole life is different. If you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly subscribe, and if you know that this video is going to help someone that you know, you can share with them, and also click on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we release a video like this. Once again, my name is Liability. So remain in the next video. Stay blessed.